Hey, welcome to Chase's Everything Shooting. Hey, today I'm going to bring up a topic that probably all of you have your own interpretation on, which is long-term ammo storage. And I'm going to start this off with, about 25 years ago, I bought a Mosin Nagant and enjoy that rifle, and I was looking for bulk ammunition. And I did find it. I found it online, and it was true Russian 7.62 by 54R. And it came in these tins about this big, and I'll put a picture up for you. And they were all sealed airtight. Well, I got this crate with 2 of these in there, and they give you a can opener for it. And it's a lot like a large tuna fish can. The old days where you had to turn this little thing and go all the way around the can. It's not like the pop tops like we have now. And you open it up. Well, I opened up that first tin. Wow. Well, I started looking at the age. And the age was 42 years old. 42 years old. I thought to myself, are we going to have an issue with this? Did I get stung? You know, I bought this on the internet. And so I started thinking, well, you know what? It's airtight. You know, there shouldn't be any problems with this ammo. And so the next weekend I took it out to the range, and boy, it was great. And I have to say, over these years, I still have some of that ammo, and I've never had one bad round. I mean, that says a lot. Not one bad round. So let's talk about long-term storage as a reloader, okay? Now, as we've got a reloader here, we reload and we do a lot of different things, and we use different mixes and all of that, but we have to keep track of that. And a lot of times, you know, you'll see people use something kind of like this, which is a plastic box, and it's got, and I'll bring it up here and hold it real tight, it's got a bunch of little different holes for different size cartridges. This one's for 38. This one right here is for 45 ACP. So there's a lot of different ways that you do this. But here's the key. This isn't airtight. By any means, it's not airtight. And so, do I have to worry about degradation? Well, I'm going to tell you, yes, you do have to. And I'll tell you why. Depending on where you live makes a whole lot of difference. Now, I live in Texas. Texas has huge amounts of humidity sometimes. It's hotter than heck a lot of times. And it gets down in, you know, the low teens. So, you know, is that good to have your ammunition sitting out in your garage fluctuating with those temperatures? Well, I'm going to say no. And I'll tell you, I've seen a little bit of degradation with some ammo I've reloaded that I've left out. Now, is it the primer degrading? Is it the powder? I'm not really sure. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a professional powder and primer guy, so I can't tell you. All I can tell you is I saw some degradation. So how do we take care of that for the long term? Well, if you're reloading, you always want to use something like this, or like the 45, with a sticker on it that says what your load was, when you made it. That way you can always go back to your book and check if there's a problem. 9 times out of 10, you're going to run a bunch of rounds that you've made to make sure that they're okay. But, smart thing to do. Now, how do you keep these from degrading that aren't closed? Well, I will tell you, the 30 cal box or the 50 cal box. Now, you'll notice that these are color coded. And I color code all my ammunition boxes because when I go to the safe, I can look in there and go, oh, there's the 45, there's the 308, there's this. I can just pull it out and go. And it makes things a lot easier. But one of the reasons that I love the good old metal ammo boxes is that they truly are airtight. Now, there are the plastic ammo boxes out there that have a O-ring seal in it, and everybody goes, oh yeah, those are good, those are good. They may be. My problem is that they're not stout enough for a lot of ammo in them. I don't think they're as good as the metal. Now, can you have a seal problem with the metal? Yes, you can. Can you change that seal out? Yes, you can. Is it a pain in the butt? Yes, it is. Can it be done? You bet. Now, the hard part is you got to find the seals. And I have gone to Army surplus stores and I've occasionally found some seals there. I don't usually replace them very often, but when I paint them, I try to pull the seal out because I want to get all the paint in there and then I put a new seal in. Doesn't always happen, don't always paint them all that way, but if I've got an available seal, I'll usually do that. Now, how long will they really last? Well, I'm going to tell you, if that 7.62 by 54R was 42, 43 years old, I'm going to say sitting in a can with the good air seal on it, you're probably going to get that. Now, in some cases, I will toss a small desiccant pack in one of the size boxes. And all that's to do is if there is some condensation from the inside, it catches that. I've never seen it, ever. But I have to say that I just do that as a prerequisite to make sure that my ammo is always good and it doesn't have any moisture in the container. Now you'll see a lot of people and they'll talk about it doesn't really make any difference. You can just leave all of your ammunition in a box like this, okay? A cardboard box. And rightfully so, I gotta tell you, if I can get this thing open, I gotta tell you, I've left some ammo in these boxes. And this is what that looks like right here. But I will never leave that ammo sitting out. It's always put into a 30 or 50 cal box and sealed. Now, if it sits in the cardboard during that time, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. But I'm stacking them full inside one of these two in order to make sure that I don't get any condensation, I don't get any different moistures or temperature fluxes or anything else. Now, a lot of people will say, well, temperature doesn't make a difference. I think it does. And from what I've read, I really do feel it does. Now, there's some powders that are more sensitive to temperature changes and things like that than there are others. And again, I'm going to say I'm not the expert on that, of what powder is the least resistant to moisture or whatever. But I will say, good practices tell me that if I take ammo that's stored like this and I put it into a sealed can like this and I drop a very small little desiccant patch on top of that, I'm going to be good for a long period of time. Now, I have to say, my ammo is all stored in my safe. And I have an ammo safe. And I do that because I want to keep other people out of it. and I want to keep it safe. And I can control the humidity with the dehumidifier in there. I can control the temperatures of the outside, so that makes a big difference. Now, I see a lot of people friends of mine, that I drive up and they're safe sitting in the garage, and it's got firearms in it, and it's got different things, their ammo and all this different stuff in it. I'm going to tell you, I won't put a safe in a garage. Not with my firearms in it. I would with my ammo, but I definitely would not with my firearms. And I think two things there. Safety, it's easier to get that safe out the garage door if you're gone and they're off with your firearms. And if they take all my ammunition, hey, I got the machines, I can redo a lot of my own ammunition. So that's one of the things that I really feel strong about is having separate safes for your ammo and your firearms. Now, I do keep ammo in with my firearms. Do I keep a lot? No, I really don't. A few boxes here and there of different sizes. But I do that just on the weird sizes because I don't shoot everything. I've got a lot of different firearms and I don't shoot them all the time. And I keep a few boxes of 44 mag or something like that I don't shoot that often. Just for the reason being is that if I want to go, I can. But let's get back to the topic at hand, which is long-term and short-term storage. Short-term storage, your paper box is totally fine. You can leave that and leave that out for months at a time. I wouldn't leave it out for years at a time. The other thing, if you're reloading, like most of you are, you need to make sure that your crimp at the very top of your bullet is good. And you go, well, yeah, it's always good. Well, not always. Trust me, I've made a lot. It's not always good. So you need to go through and do your quality check on your ammo that you're making to make sure everything's up to snuff. It will definitely last and it will work well. Now, I did have a subscriber send me a little message the other day, and he takes his ammunition that he's reloaded and he seals it in a food saver bag. Pulls all the oxygen out and puts it in a food saver bag. And you know what? I gotta say, smart. He's using his brain. What a brilliant idea. And you know what? I'm gonna start doing that. Those bags are cheap, and some of them will be easier to stack than in the 30 and the 50 than boxes and things like that. So yeah, I think that may be a great solution for long-term ammunition. The great part is you don't have to have stickers that peel off in the heat and all that. You can write right on the bag and say what load, what date, what page it is in your book, you know, what it is, what powder. You know, that makes a big difference. And so I have to say thank you for those people who, you know, leave me a suggestion. I want to pass those on because it's super important. So, nutshell, ammunition will last a long period of time. Will it last forever? I won't live forever, so I won't be able to tell you. Does it last 40 or 50 years? Yep, it does. Pardon me. I have some ammunition left over from my great-grandfather. So yeah, it lasts a long time. That Russian ammo lasted 42 years and it's still in some of it's in my safe. So that's going to make it 50, 60 years. So yes, if you do it right, it'll last. But remember, you got to do it right. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, And that way, when I bring out more content, you'll get to see it firsthand. Not always, but it should work that way. Hey, thanks. We appreciate it.